Alfa Romeo is one of the oldest, most prestigious names in motoring. Lamborghini was founded in 1963, Ferrari in 1947, Porsche in 1948, BMW in 1916 and Aston Martin in 1913. Alfa Romeo was founded in 1910. And what did the company build its name on? Motorsport. Cars like the P2, the 308, the Tipo 33, the 155 Super Turismo. But over the last decade or two, Alfa lost touch with its roots. The company completely dropped away from motorsport and started making very pretty but quite uninspiring front-wheel drive saloons and hatchbacks. Thankfully, things have changed.
The Giulia Quadrifoglio is Alfa Romeo's return to form. Sure, they had the V8 8C in 2007 and then the carbon-tubbed mid-engine 4C in 2013, but really this is the first properly exciting, sporty Alfa Romeo we've had in years. Unlike Alfa's most recent saloons, it's rear-wheel drive, and rather than a low-powered petrol or diesel, it's got a 2.9 litre twin-turbo V6. Essentially, it's the engine from a Ferrari California T, the V8, with 2 cylinders knocked off the end. The engine has 502 brake horsepower and 600 newton meters of torque, which means that 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 3.8 seconds and the top speed is 191 miles an hour. But it isn't just the performance that gets your heart racing, it's the noise and the way the engine delivers its power. There's almost no turbo lag. The engine pulls pretty much all the way to the red line, and when you pull on one of these gorgeous aluminium paddles behind the steering wheel, you get a really loud crack from the exhaust. Yes, it has its flaws. The infotainment system isn't the easiest to use. These indicators are actually quite irritating. And the carbon back seats, they are lovely, but they are more than £3,000. But honestly, I really don't care. Given the choice between a BMW M3 or a Mercedes C63 AMG or an Audi RS4, I would choose the Alfa Romeo every single time. This is one of the best Alfa Romeos ever made. But there's more good news, because the Giulia Quadrifoglio isn't alone. This is the Stelvio Quadrifoglio, specifically our Stelvio Quadrifoglio that's been living at Goodwood for the last 2 months. And as you might have guessed by the Quadrifoglio name, it has the same 2.9 litre twin turbocharged V6 as the Giulia Quadrifoglio. There are some key differences. This has a top speed of 176 miles an hour, whereas the Giulia, that'll do 191 miles an hour. And this is also quite a bit heavier. The Giulia tips the scales at 1,620 kilos, whereas the Stelvio is 1,830 kilos. And also, this has a higher centre of gravity than the Giulia. It is, however, four-wheel drive, so 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 3.7 seconds, a tenth faster than the Giulia. The acceleration is a little bit better. It's predominantly rear-wheel drive, but as soon as the sensors detect some slip, it'll send power to the front wheels. The result is that you can take a few more liberties with this car. You can turn all of the systems off, and you've not got this thing in the back of your head saying it's going to bite you. In the same way, the Giulia, if you turn everything off, you really need to be paying attention. And the ride in both cars is firm, but it's so well controlled, and you can soften off the dampers. You've got 4 drive modes in this car. You've got race, you've got dynamic, natural and advanced efficient. And it's only really when you brake, that's when you realise how heavy this car is. It masks its weight incredibly well. When you really brake hard, you do notice that extra mass. What remains constant though is the noise. It's spectacular. There's nothing fake, there's nothing being pumped in through the speakers, there are no random pops or crackles from the exhaust when there really shouldn't be. It's just some open valves and a big V6. So which car is best? Well, personally, I think I'd rather have the Giulia, but honestly, I don't know if that's the right question to ask. No one needs a Stelvio Quadrifoglio, but then no one needs anything fast or loud. No one needs the Giulia either. Ultimately, whichever car you like, it's a sign that Alfa Romeo is back in its stride. It's building the cars it always should have been. And I can't wait to see what they do next.